the 5 most twisted revenge stories in history. You think you know history? Picture this: a queen smiling as 20 men are buried alive, a king feasting while hearts are torn from chests, a saint burning an entire city with birds. We've all heard stories of betrayal and injustice, but what happens when the victims decide to fight back? I'm not talking about protests or pleas. I'm talking about a level of vengeance so savage it's almost hard to believe. Today, we're diving into 5 stories of vengeance so brutal they were definitely left out of your history books. From a queen who buried her enemies alive to a king who crowned a corpse, these are the true stories that are more shocking than any movie. Number 5. Julius Caesar, the arrogant hostage who kept his promise. His story is one of power, ambition, and, as it turns out, a very personal and brutal form of payback. Long before he was the ruler of Rome, a 25-year-old Caesar was captured by pirates while traveling across the Aegean Sea. For most people, this would be terrifying. For Caesar, it was an inconvenience. The pirates demanded a ransom of 20 talents, a huge sum. Caesar literally laughed in their faces, insulted they thought he was worth so little. He insisted they raise the ransom to 50 talents, a price much more fitting for a man of his stature. 20 talents? Insulting. 50 talents? That's more like it. While his men went to get the money, Caesar made himself at home. He wrote speeches and poetry that he forced the pirates to listen to, calling them illiterate savages if they didn't applaud. He joined their games, all while casually and repeatedly telling them that once he was free, he would hunt them all down and have them crucified. Day after day, when I'm free, I will crucify you all. The pirates laughed. Caesar didn't. The pirates, amused by their arrogant hostage, just laughed it off. They shouldn't have. After 38 days, the ransom was paid, and Caesar was released. He didn't just go home. Holding no official office at the time, he somehow managed to raise a small naval force and went right back after his former captors. Step 1, get free. Step 2, raise a navy. Step 3, hunt them down. He found them on the very same island, captured them, took back his 50 talents, and seized all their stuff. When the local governor was slow to act, Caesar took matters into his own hands. He went to the prison, had every single pirate taken out, and crucified them, just like he promised. One by one, crosses lined the shore. Every single pirate. In what he supposedly considered an act of mercy, he had their throats cut first. Number 4. The 47 Ronin, a 2-year lie for one perfect night. Coming in at number 4 is a story that has become a legend in Japan, an epic tale of loyalty, sacrifice, and a grudge held for 2 long years. It started in 1701. A feudal lord named Asano Naganori was provoked and insulted by a powerful court official, Kira Yoshinaka. Finally pushed too far, Lord Asano drew his sword inside the castle walls, a huge crime. For this, Asano was ordered to commit seppuku, or ritual suicide. His death left his 300 samurai without a master, turning them into Ronin. 300 samurai, 1 master dead, 47 swore revenge. The government considered the matter closed, but for 47 of these men, it was far from over. Led by their chief counselor, Oishi Kuranosuke, they swore a secret oath to avenge their master. What followed was a masterclass in deception. To trick Kira into thinking he was safe, the Ronin scattered. They became monks and merchants. Oishi himself fully committed to the role, moving to Kyoto and pretending to live a life of drunkenness and debauchery, all to convince Kira's spies he was a broken man. He stumbled through streets, slept in gutters, became a laughingstock, all part of the plan. This humiliating act went on for nearly 2 years. Then, on a snowy night in January 1703, it was time. The snow fell, the 47 gathered, the revenge began. The 47 Ronin, fully armed, launched a surprise attack on Kira's mansion. They found the official hiding, offered him the chance to die with honor, and when he refused, they beheaded him. With their mission complete, they marched across the city carrying Kita's head. The public hailed them as heroes. At Sengakuji Temple, they washed the head in a stone basin, water turning red, and placed it on Lord Asano's grave. Then they turned themselves in, and because of massive public support, the shogun granted them the honor of committing seppuku, allowing them to die as true samurai. 47 men, one mission, all died as heroes. Number 3, Peter the Cruel, the king who crowned a corpse. Our story at number 3 swaps calculated honor for raw, passionate fury. It's a tale of forbidden love, political murder, and a revenge so gruesome it earned a king his infamous nickname. In the 14th century Portugal, Crown Prince Peter was married, but his heart belonged to his wife's lady-in-waiting, Inez de Castro. Their affair was a huge political scandal. When Peter's wife died, he secretly married Inez, defying his father, King Afonso IV. The counselors saw this as the final straw. In 1355, while Peter was away, the king sent 3 men to murder Inez. 3 assassins, 1 monastery, her children watching. They found her at a monastery and killed her in front of her own children. Peter was consumed with grief and rage. 2 years later, 1357, King Afonso died and Peter took the throne. His first order of business, vengeance. He had 2 of the assassins arrested and brought back to Portugal. What Peter did next is the stuff of legend. He staged a public trial. After they were found guilty, accounts claim he had them placed on stone blocks, and while he feasted, he watched as one man's heart was ripped out through his chest and the other's through his back. 1 heart through the chest, 1 heart through the back. Peter watched. Peter feasted. But his revenge wasn't complete. In a final macabre display, Peter had Inez's body exhumed, dressed in royal robes, and placed on a throne beside him. He then forced the entire nobility of Portugal to kneel before their dead queen and kiss her decomposed hand, giving her the coronation in death that she was denied in life. One by one, the nobles knelt. One by one, they kissed the dead queen's hand, the coronation she deserved. Number 2, Genghis Khan, the man who erased an empire for an insult. At number 2, we have a revenge so huge, it didn't just end a life, it wiped an entire empire off the map. This is the story of how the ruler of the Mongols responded to the ultimate insult. In the early 12th century, Khan wanted to establish a trade route with the wealthy Khwarezmian Empire. In 1218, he sent a caravan of 500 men to the city of Otran. This was a fatal mistake. The local governor accused the caravan of being spies, executed all 500 men, and seized their goods. 500 merchants, 500 executions, 1 diplomatic mission destroyed. When word reached Genghis Khan, he gave diplomacy one last shot. He sent 3 ambassadors to the leader, Shah Muhammad II, demanding the governor be punished. The Shah's response was an act of pure defiance. He had the lead ambassador executed, had the other 2's beards shaved off, a grave insult in Mongol culture, and sent them back home. Ambassador 1, executed. Ambassadors 2 and 3, beards shaved off, sent home humiliated. The message was received. Peace was no longer an option. The insult unleashed a fury the world had never seen. In 1219, Khan and his Mongol horde descended on the Khwarezmian Empire with one goal: annihilation. He didn't just defeat their armies, he systematically dismantled their civilization, razing cities like Samarkand and Bukhara to the ground. City by city, stone by stone, life by life. As for the governor who started it all, when he was finally captured, they reportedly executed him by pouring molten silver into his eyes and ears, a gruesome punishment for his greed. Molten silver, eyes, ears, justice for 500 dead merchants. After 2 years, the once mighty Khwarezmian Empire was gone. Genghis Khan had a race to Tundum, as a warning to the world. Never, ever insult the Khan. Number 1. Olga of Kiev. Olga of Kiev, the saint who destroyed a city with birds. And now, for our number 1 most twisted revenge story. It comes from a woman who would one day be declared a saint, but not before carrying out a revenge plot so intricate and brutal, it's in a category all its own. In 945 CE, Olga's husband, Igor, was murdered by a tribe called the Drevlians. Then, the Drevlians made a fatal error. They sent a delegation of their 20 best men to Olga, demanding she marry their prince, the man who had ordered her husband's murder. Olga greeted them with a smile. She told them they would be carried in their boat to her court the next morning as an honor. The next day, they were carried into the court and dropped into a deep trench. Olga calmly watched as her soldiers buried them all alive. 20 men, 1 trench, buried alive. Phase 1 complete. That was only phase 1. Olga then sent a message saying she accepted the proposal, but required their most distinguished leaders to escort her. The Drevlians sent their top chieftains. When they arrived, Olga invited them to clean up in a bathhouse. Once they were inside, her soldiers locked the doors and burned them all alive. The doors locked, the fire started, the screams stopped. Phase 2 complete. She then sent another message, informing the Drevlians she was coming to their capital to hold a funeral feast for her husband. At the feast, Olga's soldiers got thousands of Drevlian soldiers hopelessly drunk. On Olga's signal, her soldiers drew their sword and massacred an estimated 5,000 of them. 5,000 Drevlian soldiers, 5,000 dead soldiers. Phase 3 complete. And now, for the grand finale. Olga laid siege to the capital city. After a year, she offered peace. All she asked for was a small tribute, 3 pigeons and 3 sparrows from each house. The Drevlians, starving and relieved, quickly sent the birds. 3 pigeons, 3 sparrows, 1 deadly plan. That night, Olga had her soldiers tie a piece of burning sulfur-bound cloth to each bird's leg and release them. The birds flew back to their nests in the wooden houses and barns. Within moments, the entire city was engulfed in flames. As the terrified citizens fled, Olga's soldiers were waiting. The birds flew home, the city burned, the Drevlians were destroyed. Phase 4 complete. She hadn't just avenged her husband, she had systematically and creatively destroyed his killers. From a Roman's cold promise to a saint's fiery wrath, these stories prove that the hunger for vengeance can push people to shocking extremes. It shows that history isn't just dates and battles. It's filled with raw, personal dramas that are often more brutal than fiction. Which of these revenge stories shocked you the most? Was it Caesar's calculated promise, or maybe Olga's 4-phase master plan? Is there a legendary revenge story you think we missed? Let us know in the comments below. Subscribe now, because the best history lessons aren't in textbooks.